Well, got a couple of ball bearings. This is from the Midwest Fasteners bins at my local Abushan Hardware. 33 cents a piece for these little suckers. So anyways, I got two of them because that's what I figured would fit in here. And let's see. Am I wrong? Hey, how do you like them apples? Looks like I was only missing one. Looks like I'm the proud owner of one too many of these. Oh no! Alright. That one don't look so great. So it looks like it wasn't a waste that I got two after all, because I don't know how I missed it when I was first looking at these, but this one actually has a real rough spot on it. And it doesn't feel rough, it's just discolored. That seems to fit okay. Alright, so I just took this apart one last time and took every jaw and looked at it under magnification and made sure that I had not missed any burrs that needed to be filed with my pattern file or anything else like that. And I did find one little chunk of hardened grease on the side of one of the jaws that actually had a little metal chip stuck in it. So a chip at some point had made its way back here and gotten into the works. And now, since I've done that and put it all back together, this is working nice and smooth. So I'm almost ready to put this back together. Oh, I spoke too soon. Right there, it did it again. Every once in a while, what happens is it pops out right there. But you know what? I just realized that. Alright, no reason to get excited. The thief, he kindly spoke. There are those here among us who think life is but a joke. What was I saying? Oh, anyways, that only backed out because I don't have that back retaining cup in place yet. So I got one more thing I want to do, and that's I want to get some grease in there. So let me get some gloves. Well, I went online trying to find out what to use for grease. I mean, some guys didn't know whether or not to use grease or oil or whatever. And the Jacobs Chuck website talks about their chucks and talks about, I mean, they all tend to agree there should be grease back here. And pretty much everybody agrees you don't want grease anywhere up here near the jaws because that'll give you problems when you're trying to grip things later. I think that about covers it. No grease in the cone here from what I read. So that being said, I think I'm not even going to take this apart again. I'm going to just push some grease into these slots here. Type of grease, guys are using all different types of things on these, and I think the general consensus is as long as you've got a good quality grease in there, you should be okay. Some guys are using high pressure grease. I saw some guys don't even want to use grease, they want to use like bicycle chain oil lube or something because it sticks and stays in place. My whole point being that really the stuff back here shouldn't be getting up in the front. Part of the reason why I didn't really get much done when I was working on this before, trying to work it loose, is because a lot of the guys pointed out that pretty much has no effect or very little effect if you open the jaws and just spray penetrating oil down that way, down in there. It doesn't really get down in the back here where the business is. The end result is you're really going to have to just take it apart to get it done right. So How do I want to do this now? I could just do it like this. You know, that track that those ball bearings run on, I do want to try and clean that a little bit better than it is. Alrighty, clean that up to my satisfaction. I'm going to try something a little different. I'm going to try and use the grease that I'm going to put on here to actually stick the ball bearings on there. I'll just put a little, not a ton, a little bit. Now, start working from the far side, I guess. Now some grease in the retainer. Try and get grease off of the part that's going to come in contact with the shank here, because I really don't want grease on that. Remember that game Operation when you were a kid? Alright, now all that's left for me to do is see whereabouts that hole needs to be for the set screw to line up with where it locks in. Alright, so there's my indentation for the set screw to go into. Alright, so not quite there. Still not quite there. That's it right there. Can't go around any further. Now one less persnickety piece of business, which is to get this set screw in without dropping it. That should be it. And it is. I can't unscrew that now. The moment of truth. Oh yeah. How sweet is that, guys? Oh, you did. Closed it all the way down. Let it back it off, and then I hit a rough patch again. This, I mean, it's still not right, but if it runs true, it's pretty darn usable. Let me clean my hands. I'll wash my hands and get the grease off of my hands, and let's chuck something in that sucker. All right. Grab me a drill bit. It has a shank in good shape. And let's pretend I come along here and I go, oh yeah, I'm going to drill me a hole. Now, I mean, I won't be able to tell until I get this in the machine spinning it and try and drill, but let's see if I can grab a rag. Turned a tiny bit and then stopped. It's not really a true test, I know, but I mean, this is just, you know, what's and giggles, so to speak. You know what I can do? I'll try check key. Just for the heck of it, I'm going to chuck. I'm going to tighten down on this chuck key and see if I can't turn it. Yeah, I can. But I can't really hold this either. I'm wondering if I could mill a tang on the end of this. And if that doesn't work, then maybe the answer would be to change this arbor to something else. Well, that's interesting. So this chuck really can only go in one direction. It tightens apparently in this direction. It's pretty tight. But if I back the drill out, is it going to do that every time? Well, that doesn't seem right. And it's working pretty smooth now. And when I close it all the way down, the jaws are nice and flush. Well, for now we're going to call that one done.